Hello, folks. This is Bob Safale of DCG, Digital Currency Growth, and this could be the most eventful webinar or recording I've ever done up to date, and maybe well on into the future. You're all probably saying, "Oh, come on, Bob." Well, after you hear what we're doing, I think you may agree. Now, right now, DCG. If you're hearing this right now, we now have a patent pending on a type of coin or valuable that is a major, major breakthrough in the celebrity world and in the collectible memorabilia world. It's a major breakthrough. And to understand how significant this is, you have to kind of understand a little bit about what that can do for a company in terms of valuation, because a company's value in part is dependent upon what are called barriers to entry. And barriers to entry are those things that prohibit, stop, or challenge the success of a company's competitors. So if you could construct barriers to entry that are strong enough, it can dramatically increase the value of your company. And arguably, the strongest potential barrier to entry that one can basically create is a patent. So this can have a very, very, very significant impact on the value of a company going forward, not only in terms of its just general value because it's got intellectual property, but in terms of its ability to succeed. Because obviously, if there is a lot of demand or interest in a particular type of product or service, and you as a company can go in there unchallenged to a large extent, or completely unchallenged, period, boy, can you set your company up for success. So with that said, to fully understand what we're doing, you should understand the other business I run and have run for years, and you'll get an appreciation of why I know what I know in terms of this whole celebrity world and the impact of memorabilia and collectibles on it. Our company, C Shop, Celebrity Shop, has been involved with matching up celebrities, A-list, B-list celebrities in the sports or music or TV or film space. We match these celebrities up with companies that are interested in dramatically expanding their own business. And many people are surprised. Many people think that they can't really get a celebrity to help their business because they think it's so doggone expensive. And listen, in many cases, it's pretty expensive. But because our company has been working for years with many agents, and agents value predictability and dependability more than anything else in terms of how they deal with their celebrities, we become a very, very important commodity to them. And what I mean by that is celebrities are represented by agents and managers. And these agents and managers, you should understand, they don't have long-term contracts that are exclusive necessarily. The celebrity can at any time fire their agent. So this puts the agent in a fairly precarious position because if they make one slip up or one mistake, boom, they're gone. And in addition, if these agents are not providing consistent income streams or income to their talent, they're gone. So agents know when we call, or when I call, our company C Shop calls, they know several things. They know we're calling because we have a real deal that actually will happen. they're excited because we actually have money in the bank, and if we say we're going to pay a celebrity for something, they're going to get paid. And lastly, we're very professional. We know what the heck we're doing, and we only create opportunities that have what we call no drama events. We don't want to have any drama. We don't want celebrities that create drama. We don't want to give drama to celebrities. Drama can be, having a plane, booking them on the wrong flight, sending them in the wrong type of car when they get picked up at an airport, not using an anonymous name at a hotel so that, they don't get discovered and all of a sudden they have a bunch of paparazzi at the hotel. Drama can be, sending them to a personal appearance. And when they get there, they're being much more is being demanded of them than the original agreement. So there's a lot of factors. So so we have a very good reputation in the celebrity field. We've done literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of campaigns related to celebrity endorsement. So we know this world. And you should understand something about celebrities too. And this is why what we're doing is so significant. A celebrity's lifespan, so to speak, as a celebrity can be very short. It could be a skyrocketing event. You could have a musician who has one hit song that sells 2 or 3 million albums or downloads or whatever, and they're the biggest thing since sliced bread, and then 2 years later nobody hears him or her. So a celebrity's lifespan is potentially extremely short. And in many cases, particularly related to sports celebrities, it can be maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. The long lifespan of sports celebrities, long is considered 5 to 10 years. And that's when they make the most money with movie stars. Once again, it's they do a movie, they get paid. Maybe the movie does well, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Celebrities in you always think of television series that have lasted for years, like 2.5 Men or Family Guy, and you think, oh my gosh, the celebrities are making money hand over foot. Well, yeah, that small group of celebrities are making a lot of money. But your average celebrity, they have a very short lifespan in terms of their celebrity and their ability to bank on it. So you could say a celebrity has phase 1 in their celebrity life, and then there's phase 2. And phase 2, in many, many, many cases, makes them far more money than phase 1. And what is phase 2? Memorabilia, baseball cards, autograph signing, events where they go to because they won the Super Bowl 10 years ago and they get paid to show up. Signed pictures, anything signed. You think about a celebrity. You think of them standing, at somewhere, and they have somebody next to them. They're doing a selfie. They sign. And maybe there's a picture produced and they sign the picture later. Boy, that's valuable. Just the picture itself is valuable and can get more and more valuable. So this area, and give you an example, you'll have baseball players, football players, basketball players that are former, that are retired, and they're paid anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 just to show up at what's called a card signing. They get paid, just show up and sign a bunch of cards. And then after that, they have things where they can sign footballs. They can sign baseballs. They can wear a dress on a show and later on sell the dress. So essentially, there's a direct association with anything connected to that celebrity can be very, very valuable, whatever it is. So what we're focusing on is that after phase 1, we're talking phase 2. And here's where the agents get real excited. If an agent can be a consistent source of income for celebrities in their afterlife or their phase two, that celebrity can be, I mean, that agent can become very, very popular and very, very wealthy. I will tell you, for instance, in the celebrity world, some of the most, probably, I'm going to say the most well-paid agent in the celebrity business is the agent who developed a whole endorsement and memorabilia business for celebrities who have passed away. Believe it or not, the royalties earned every year by Michael Jackson every year dwarf whatever he made when he was alive. So this memorabilia area, this memorabilia collectible, this is not like hundreds of millions or even billions of annual revenue. This is tens of billions of annual revenue. This is a huge, huge marketplace. Okay, so great. That's a big opportunity. Now, what's the single biggest problem related to memorabilia? Fraud. Huge problem. And obviously, I mean, here's one example. This is one guy who basically ripped off people to the tune of $22 million. This is just one guy, one person. So fraud is a huge issue for multiple parties. Obviously, the kind of like the effect point of fraud, meaning the person buying fraudulent memorabilia. Obviously, they're affected dramatically and in a very bad way. But it also affects the entire industry and all of the celebrities connected to it and all the sports stars selected to it and all the people who have bought memorabilia before. If there is rampant fraud, it hurts the relative value of everything, even real memorabilia and collectibles. It certainly hurts the potential future earnings of celebrities and people who invest in memorabilia or pay for memorabilia and then resell it again. So this fraud area, it cannot even remotely be overestimated because you're talking billions of dollars in annual fraud. So if you had some way to address the fraud, to dramatically reduce the fraud. Unfortunately, this is one of those things in life where I don't see there ever is going to be a way of zeroing out fraud. I just don't see it. But you can certainly mitigate it, and to the level that you can mitigate it for all concerned, it helps everybody. But you can certainly zero it out for individual people, for individual products, and that is what we're going to talk about. How do you zero out fraud on specific collectibles or memorabilia? Enter the block collectible, and that is what we have patent pending. And you're saying to yourself, wow, block collectibles? Blockchain collectibles? That's pretty interesting. Well, let's dig into this a bit more because, by the way, this doesn't this applies to blockchain right now. Very soon, it's going to stretch out into all type of authentication systems related to digitization. Then that's going to be very helpful for us in the very near future for some of our clients. But a block collectible is focusing on collectibles that involve imagery and autographs, which is your biggest single area of collectibles and memorabilia, autographs and imagery. And the beauty of using any type of digital authentication, in this case a block collectible, is that every single image has its own unique identifier. Okay, so let me just kind of walk through how this works, and then you'll better understand this. Step one is the image is produced, and it could be a photo from a smartphone, it could be a photograph from a regular camera, it could be a video. By the way, which is a very interesting thing, a video collectible. Think about that for a second. Whatever it is, it could be a painting, it could be a drawing, it could be a pen and ink, it could be whatever it is. It could be just a straight up autograph. So you have the production of the thing. Okay. Next step, you digitize it. You see? You digitize it. So that is what is brought this all into a possibility, because once you've digitized something like this, then you could print it out, and somebody who owns the collectible can print it out. They can make it a small print, a big print. They could put it in a nice frame, picture frame, put it in their wall. They can have it in a little hand. I mean, once you have access to a digital image, you could do all sorts of cool things with it. But in this case, this particular digital image always has a crypto identifier, or something that identifies that as a unique item. So the cool thing here is, with baseball cards as example, if you print out 1,000,000 cards or 100,000 cards, they're all the same, literally. With a digital collectible or a block collectible, each and every one is unique because of that number that's assigned to it. And when we were talking about this with our patent attorneys, one of the things they mentioned is theoretically, the earlier the number set, like number 1, number 2, number 3, could be more valuable than the later ones, and that's a whole nother discussion, because you could do limited collectibles. You can say, okay, we're only going to do 500 of these or 1,000 of these, and that's it. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the value of a collectible like that? Well, I can. So, going a little further, the next thing, and this is this is so important to understand. Okay, very, 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 very important to understand. It's called the chain of custody. Okay, they use that in the prosecution world. When you arrest somebody and there's evidence, you got to make sure that custody of that evidence is kept safe and not tampered with. But the chain of custody, or chain of creation of a memorabilia, if you can somehow have what's called a certificate of authenticity connected to the collectible, it makes it far more valuable. So to the degree you have something that proves that it's authentic, wow, that's great. Now with our product, our block collectible or digital collectible, as you might say, our chain of custody is going to be very, very strong, because what we will do with our celebrities is they are going to either they're going, in all cases, they will sign a authenticity document, which, by the way, can be placed on the back of a digital collectible. So you could flip the digital collectible and literally here's the authenticity. It wouldn't stop you from printing out the front. You would just have something on the back, or in a little micro image somewhere on the collectible. But the bottom line is, we're going to have authenticity either verified through a photograph where they're signing it and then you have the signed document, or a video, which you could do, a video authenticity, where literally you have the celebrity going, hi, I am authorizing this blah blah, or I am officially authorizing this memorabilia for sale, or whatever you want to say. But it could be video along with the actual signed certificate of authenticity. Now, tell me that isn't powerful. Okay? Remember, in the mathematics or the formula of value related to any memorabilia or collectible, it's on a ratio of the more you can prove, the more it's worth. Well, here, I mean, they've got the video of the celebrity actually saying, yeah, I signed it. And then they have their signature, and then bang, it goes on the back of the collectible. So step 3 and step 4 is very important, because step 3 is the actual action of authentication. Step 4 is digitizing it and stamping it on the back of the collectible, or in a like a micro image on the front of the collectible. Anyway, you get the idea. All righty. So the next step in our little process is the thing, the collectible, is then formatted into it's formatted in such a way that it can be printed out in whatever way you want. So you have creation of an image, digitization of the image, proof of authentication, digitization of authentication, and then you have it now is in a form that you can send across the internet, or or however you want to transport anything, like just like transporting an email, whatever it is, flash drive. You then supply it as something that can be sold and delivered and actionable, meaning it can be printed, used, whatever. Okay, that's step 5. All right. Then step 6 is having what's called a decentralized network of authentication, which are computers that authenticate the collectible. So whenever it travels from one person to the next, it can be authenticated, such as what we're doing with CloudCoin or blockchain. The bottom line is we have the ability through a network of decentralized computers to distribute safely the collectible from one person to the next. So what you're talking about here is a mode to ensure 100% that a collectible or memorabilia is actually what it is, no fraud. Now, what happens next? Here's where the fun really, really, really begins. So you got this digital collectible. It's ready for delivery to people who want to buy it. Okay? Well, this is something I have a bit of experience in. I say that, somewhat jokingly. I have a ton of experience in this. One of the ways that we really, really help companies is we do social network marketing. Okay? We've taken companies that were peanuts and made them, multi-million dollars in revenue a month, adding, tens of millions of dollars value, simply by having our celebrities promote their products on social networks, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All right. So now I've got this celebrity who just has made this digital collectible. I've got an agent who wants to make sure the celebrity makes a whole pile of money. Well, who's the natural customer for a digital collectible, or a digital memorabilia, or a blockchain, or block memorabilia? Well, of course, it's the followers of these celebrities. Now, I mean, you just think about that for a second. Celebrity in front of you right now is Kevin Durant. He's a basketball player. He has 9.2 million followers. Let me say it again. He has 9.2 million followers on just one profile. We have thousands of celebrities who have anywhere from 100,000 followers, which is not chopped liver, by the way. I mean, if you have a digital collectible and you're promoting it to 100,000 people who are fans and followers of somebody, hey, you're going to get some sales. Well, what about those celebrities and athletes that have 1 million followers, where we can generate, excuse me, 10, 15, 20, 30,000 likes, folks, for one post? And with a digital collectible, it's ideally suited for promotion and sales through something like Instagram, which is all about images, or Pinterest. Okay? So here I am, now I have a celebrity that's fully motivated. So let me tell you something. When that first coin, for lack of a better term, coin or token or collectible is promoted to millions of followers, and the celebrity is being compensated through royalty, and all of a sudden they've got live access to exactly how much money they're making, and all of a sudden they see those dollars start running up, Ask yourself a question. Are they going to keep on promoting it on their Instagram or Facebook? I mean, they literally can be in a position. And it's a funny thing with celebrities, and many people in the sports world, this is very true for. When a football player finishes the season, until they start practicing in the following year in the summer, they don't make any game checks. So there's a whole period when many of these folks have very poor, very poor financial skills. So you hear about somebody making $3 or $4 or $5 million a year, and you think, oh, that guy is set. You realize 95% of all retired NFL and NBA players within 5 years have lost all their money. Okay, 95%. And obviously, while they're actually playing, even then they'll blow through a lot of cash, and then have periods that they have no money. That's one thing that we do with Celebrity Shop is we provide what's called gap, G-A-P, gap cash. Gap cash to cover that gap of not having game checks. So I just want you to get the idea that you have a celebrity who maybe needs to make $40,000 or $50,000 quick. Maybe they want to go to Monaco, or they want to buy a car, or they want to buy jewelry, or who knows. And they know that they can get with us and create a new piece of memorabilia and promote it to their following. Think a lot of those coins are going to get sold? Heck yeah. But in addition, there's different strategies. We could say, okay, let's do a limited run of a given, like a video, like a quick video, like a cool, funny, neat video, funny video. But we only sell it to 1,000 people. Boy, you could drive the value of that up. And that thing starts trading all over the people. And because this whole memorabilia world is not about somebody necessarily buying a piece of memorabilia and keeping it for the rest of their lives. Oh, no. Oh, no. People make a ton of money on buying and selling the memorabilia. Now, I want you to look at this right here. This is one company that made $300 million from celebrity autographs alone. One company. That's it. So if you kind of think the thought through here, you have a celebrity who's definitely motivated to continue to promote the collectible, even if there's a limited supply, right? Because we could give them, out of 1,000 of these collectibles, here's 500 for you to sell. We're going to have the other 500. So the celebrity starts selling and pushing that 500, which drives the market value up. Now think about that in association with something like Cloudcoin. When we start doing these collectibles with Cloudcoin, now don't you think that's going to promote the name Cloudcoin? A Cloudcoin digital collectible? Imagine somebody like LeBron James, who I can connect with in an instant through his agent, having his own Cloudcoin video, because Cloudcoin isn't just a static picture. Yeah, sure, it's an image, but you can also have a video Cloudcoin. Okay, so this is a tremendous opportunity here to A, knock fraud out of the picture, B, develop a product that has barriers to entry because DCG owns the patent pending. Okay, we got it. All right. In addition to that, the celebrity, it's a revenue generator straight from the sale of the digital memorabilia. Okay. Because we could do digital authentication like with Cloudcoin. We could do block authentication through blockchain. I mean, it just goes on and on. So there's a whole revenue stream there. And then you have the aftermarket, because aftermarket means you sell all the coins or the tokens, whatever you want, valuables. You sell them all. And then there's going to be continued sales of these things, right? That's called the aftermarket and promotion. And last but not least, I mean, if you can think about it, just think about it for a second. If you have a celebrity, I mean, we have talked to the agent of one particular celebrity who has over 6 million followers. Very interested in this, by the way. Um, I mean, can you just think the thought through? If you connect the collectible up with the name of the coin or the type of coin, like a cloud coin or any other coin, but cloud could use that as an example, since many of you have now taken advantage of getting access to cloud coins. Just the name getting out over and over and over and over, that's what drives the interest up in all cloud coins, as an example. The more awareness, the more interest, the more interested buying, because the formula for value, particularly in a currency, is if there's more demand to buy than to sell, the price goes up. Simple. So that's what we're doing. That's what just happened. We have patent pending on our block collectible. We'll be augmenting it in rather, I would say instantly into full digital collectible. Although we feel that our patent can basically apply to any type of digital authentication. But there you go. And once again, if you've had interest in getting involved with DCG, remember we're doing a crowdfunding right now. I would tell you that, and just to go into this a little bit, with DCG and our crowdfunding, once that's over and it's done. And there's, we can't bring in any other investors unless they are accredited investors who have over $1 million in assets, not counting their home, or they make $200,000 a year as an individual, or $300,000 a year as a couple. Those will be the only people we can even talk to about investing in DCG, digital currency growth. Once that crowdfunding is done, that's it. So if you're not an accredited investor, you're out. So and by the way, the crowdfunding is very limited, and there's another limitation which I haven't really gone into. It's the fact that we don't want to be a public company. And once we hit it, even through a crowdfunding, if we hit a certain number of investors, it automatically hits a tripwire that makes us a public company. So we're now closing in on having to stop the crowdfunding right now, because the minute we hit a particular number of investors in that, whether we've hit the top end limit on that or not, we got to shut it down. So I could say we're doing this particular recording for our initial investors in DCG. They're the ones who are hearing it right now first. As soon as we send this out and give folks 4 or 5 days to many people will be increasing their investment already, because that's the first thing we're doing. We're allowing people who already invested to increase their investment. Once that's 2 to 3 days are over, then we go wide with this whole thing. We let a lot of people know about it, and then we think this is going to round out our crowdfunding pretty rapidly. So if you're hearing this, you're also seeing a link to where you can go to learn about DCG and either expand your investment or start with us. Do that quick, because the farther this thing gets out to folks, they'll be handing it one to the next, the more likely we are to get to the point where we finish the crowdfunding. Once that's done, I mean, small people who are not accredited investors will be kind of out of the game with DCG. All right. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this. I think you're all pretty excited. I don't think I overstated that this will be maybe the most important webinar I've given, maybe ever, who knows, but certainly to date. So I thank you for attending, and get to work. If you want to expand your investment, do it now. If this is you haven't invested, do it now. Get involved. Thanks.